all now behind their captain Bobby Goulding to come out into this cauldron of noise that is Knowsley Road on special occasions like this, and to the strains of Land of Hope and Glory. If this doesn't lift them, nothing will. The champions are carrying the European hopes and the hopes of their supporters packed on the terraces. A big night for Bobby Goulding and the boys, and on behalf, I'm sure, of every European Super League fan, we wish the champions well. They ended a run of 4 without a win at Halifax. Their scoring record is far superior to the Warriors, over twice as many tries. Goulding is their kicker, head-to-head with Matthew Ridge, 2 of the finest in the world on show today. Goulding a huge contribution, as has Julian O'Neill contributed over the course of this season. St Helens, let's check out the sides. Prescott at fullback, Arnold, Haig, Hunt, Sullivan, Johnson and Goulding. Perolini, Cunningham, O'Neill, Jointon, Booth and Morley. And on the bench for the Saints, Pickavance, Busby, Matautier and Anderson. Coach Sean McRae. The Warriors from Auckland, Ridge at fullback, Hoppy, Ropati, Swan and Ellis, Namu and Jones. The forward pack, Bagana, Eru and Malem, Kearney and Twimavavi, with Dennis Betts, the loose forward. And on the substitutes bench, Horo, Henari, Endicott and Nu Abau. The coach is Frank Endicott. The match referee is Stuart Cummings.
Knock.
He's hurt. He's badly hurt.
Well, the tactics to kick the ball, make sure it gets over the whitewash.
I wonder if it's the groin, Steve-O.
Well, Joe Vagana went in, the big prop forward. It committed himself. It was not late. Let's hope it's not that groin problem that he's been carrying for quite some time now.
Well, he decided to hang on for an operation, Bobby Goulding. He wanted to lead his men into the World Club Challenge, but he doesn't look well at all.
Nice
Dennis
reception.
Betts, yes, gets the reception from the crowd. That's Stacey Jones. This now is Tia Rapati, a former St Helens hero. Betts, though, of course, a man who will be earning his corn with Wigan this time next year. Good defence from the Saints. First 2 minutes of this match. Now the tall figure of Stephen Kearney. Good tackling by Saints again, attracting 4 men to him, almost having the shirt ripped off his back as well. Ridge will do the kicking. That bounces off Morley and safely into the arms of Cunningham, who bounces off one. Makes good ground, Cunningham.
He's lost the football, and you can see that Simon Booth, the second rower, came in very late there to the kicker. The crowd not too happy.
This
Because
now,
of another incident.
Dennis Betts unloads the pass to Matthew Ridge, dumps it over the top to Stacey Jones, and Jones on a terrific run. Oh, that was a great tackle back by young Johnson. What a fabulous tackle it had to be, but he held on too long. Penalty to the Warriors.
It had to be as well. We mentioned before the match that Stacey Jones is just explosive. Good work by the standoff Jason Johnson.
Well, Johnson, it's a real test of his character. He's just 18 years of age. Impressive on his Halifax debut last week, or rather his debut at Halifax last week for St Helens. But Stacey Jones, he's a man who is really going to cause St Helens some problems here. And particularly if Bobby Goulding is anything but fit. And I'm just looking at Goulding, he's having some spray administered to the problem groin, and that was the first kick that Goulding put in general play, and he went down and he was obviously hurt. So Ridge with this opportunity, but Goulding has got a problem. Knowsley Road trying to do its best to put him off, but Ridge is cool as a cucumber, and the Auckland Warriors have an early lead courtesy of the boot of Matthew Ridge, captain of the Kiwis too, captain of the Auckland Warriors.
Interesting to note that last weekend he was rested from the Super League competition down under. The coach Frank Endicott resting the fullback Matthew Ridge, and also the big second rower Stephen Kearney.
There is Frank Endicott, the Auckland coach, also the New Zealand national coach, talking to him today with all his boyish enthusiasm. You couldn't help but be caught up. He says he's looking forward to this. He feels like a 5-year-old. And he knows it's the big chance for the Warriors to get their season back underway. And Alan Hunt drops the ball. Simple, basic error from the kickoff. Hunt drops it.
Well, we spoke about the nerves, and you could see there that Alan Hunt did everything right until the very last moment. Would not have pleased the coach, Sean McRae.
And here come the Warriors, and this is an attack right from the back of the scrum. Stacey Jones is it disappearing just inches short of the line. Jean Namu is the dummy half. Namu picks it up, floats it out wide to Kearney. He's through. Kearney gets the try. First try for the Warriors, and what an error by Alan Hunt. You cannot allow men like Kearney and Jones any latitude in defence, and Alan Hunt's drop ball has proved so costly for the champions.
Awful mistake. Simple, basic football. You can see they came out of the line and failed to get to him. They held back, and the big second rower, Kearney, reached out, scored the first try. This is the mistake where it all came from. And an international stand-in, the centre, Alan Hunt, should have taken that. Doesn't need telling from me, but this is the result of that mistake. We mentioned the fact the big second rower was rested last weekend. He's fully fit now. 3 came to him, but it was far too strong.
Yes, Stephen Kearney, who was captain of New Zealand against the Aussies on Anzac Day when Matthew Ridge injured. He missed the Perth game last Sunday. He was rested for this. And how good do those tactics look now? Kearney with all the strength in the world. Matthew Ridge. Chance here for 8 quick points for the Warriors. And 8 quick points it is. 2 goals from Ridge, the try from Kearney, 8-0. The champions up against it early.
One defender hangs back, the other one comes out of the line. It's just enough for the big fella to go in. A bad mistake in the defensive line. You've got to move up in one unit. They failed to do it.
Goulding collects that kick, and Hunt trying now to make amends. Disappearing though under the tackle. And a penalty to St Helens. Ropati didn't get off the grounded player. Had a word then with Stuart Cummins. They've been marched back 10.
Professional foul to a Ropati. And there's fond memories here at Knowsley Road. Silly mistake there. Look at the ground now that Saints have gained. They can launch an attack, and they really need it. They've been hit with a bit of a blitz so far.
Well, the Auckland side in the shape of Ropati back-chatted. That's why St Helens will march 10 metres further up the field. So a chance here for the Saints, and they need to get their confidence back. Chris Morley, their Welsh international, Ropati and Betts in there with the tackling. Goulding. Johnson helps it out wide to Prescott. Prescott to Andy Haig. Andy Haig does well under pressure from Anthony Swan. Holds onto the ball. This now is Joint. Good strong run from the St Helens vice captain. They're in the red zone, St Helens. This now O'Neill. Big hit on him. He gets them now to within 10 metres of the line. This is the last tackle. It's with Goulding, who will rubber kick it across. But that was very easy for Stacey Jones. Ball then comes back on the inside to Ropati. Arnold's after him, and Arnold collars him.
Good work by the sweeper there. The little halfback Stacey Jones was in superb position.
Good run too from Mark Ellis there.
Yeah, you see the replay of that. Good positioning, really. But that was the best we've seen from the Saints so far. That would have lifted their spirits.
Namu gets the ball away to Chwimavavi. St Helens trying to marshal this defence. Swan was the dummy half. That was Anthony Swan, and he gets the ball out wide. Jones again, who would be a real thorn. Good work though by Perolini and Hunt.
Unusual combination. You see that Jean Namu was coming first man.
Oh, Kearney tried to get the pass away then. That came off a St Helens player, so Joe Vagana can carry on, but he hasn't wiped the tackle count down. Stuart Cummins.
You see Kearney trying to bring the ball back on the inside. Didn't touch a Saints player. Good refereeing.
Good kick too. Great kick from Jones, but well done, Steve Prescott.
Under a lot of pressure, Stacey Jones really applied it. But Steve Prescott came up with the goods.
Jason Johnson down in back play receiving treatment as Perolini casts the ball up again for the Saints.
Anthony Sullivan threw a big right haymaker. He didn't contact. It's getting very spiteful out there.
Joint tackled high, but doesn't stick around to debate it with Anthony Swan. Here's Cunningham. Great run from Cunningham, taking on Namu.
Great play, but there's some crunch time out there now. They're taking no prisoners. Did he commit himself, Stacey Jones? I think he did.
I think it was Sid Arrow, the hooker, who came swinging in on Goulding then.
Certainly was, but he committed himself.
Well, I tell you what, Steve-O, the groin problem has been well documented. This, meanwhile, is Sean Hoppy. Gets away from Johnson, gets away from Sullivan, gets the pass inside to Twimabami.
Tremendous play by Auckland. They're keeping this ball alive.
Kearney. Good tackle. Gets the ball away.
Referee said it went backwards. I'm not so sure about that one.
Dennis Betts. Not the most popular man at Knowsley Road because of his Wigan days.
Bit of a facial there for Betts as well. This could really explode.
This is Brady Malin. Big, young prop forward for the Auckland Warriors. 4 tackles gone. They've made great meterage. Jones spreads it wide to Namu. Out wide again they go. He drops the ball. Tiara Party drops it.
Not the best pass either, but he should have got it. Well, they tried the linking ability to get the ball out wide, and you can see it was dipping through, but he should have taken it. To be fair, though, it is quite slippy. We had a bit of a downpour just before the kickoff. But that is no reason for 2 basic errors. First one came from Alan Hunt. Gave Auckland a chance to score the first try, and there we see Tia Ripato doing exactly the same thing. Pretty tense out there, Eddie.
Oh, it is. Jason Johnson, 18 years of age. Well, when this competition was first talked about, St Helens were everyone's massive favourites, but their form over the past month has dipped. Just 1 win from the last 5, but they got a little bit of that form back against Halifax last weekend, and there's no reason to suggest that they're not up for this, particularly Julian O'Neill, the prop forward, who only managed reserve grade football with the Warriors.
That came off the Auckland defender, didn't make a play for it, so that'll be a head and feet to Auckland. Not happy with it, Bobby Gould, and he expected to be about 30-40 metres downfield. That's the luck of the draw when it bounces off the defender back. But I must say I've been impressed with the way that Auckland has opened this game. Their defence is solid. We saw that tackle on Julian O'Neill. They were moving forward.
Another chance for them to attack here now. This is Namu, shows it, and just drifts the pass into the arms there of Big Tia Rapati. Penalty against Johnson, I think. Not letting Rapati get to his feet. Or is it Rapati who's been pulled out by referee Stuart Cummings? It is. Didn't play the ball properly.
You see he used the elbow and then gave him a real facial, the youngster, Jason Johnson. Well, lack of discipline there. That really is foolish. You're carrying the football, you're nearly into the red zone, and you give away a silly penalty like that. Well, I'm sure the message will get out by the coach, Frank Endicott. Discipline is important in such tense matches like this.
Goulding finds touch with the penalty. Frank Endicott, the Auckland coach, watching on anxiously. 13 minutes of the watch, but his team ahead by 8 points to 0. Saints will restart. There's a couple of footballs on the field at the moment, so Stuart Cummings just holds up the clock. Now he's happy for play to continue. Perolini takes on Betts. Great run from Perolini.
Great strength there by the big fella. And they have to be as well, because you can see that the defence had moved up quickly.
Lovely ball. Strength from Andy Haig, but strength also in defence from Sean Hoppy. Prescott to O'Neill. Cunningham in at dummy half. Goulding now to control. He finds Perolini again. The big man taking it up once more, as he has done all the year through. Goulding once again at the heart of it. On to Joint. Joint taking on Namu and company. Kearney was in there quickly also.
Surely a kick from Goulding into the corner.
Lovely little dink over the top, but straight into the arms in the end of the Auckland Warriors defender.
Well, what on earth was a prop forward Joe Vagana doing there in the sweeping position? Well, maybe it is a ploy, but it's an unusual one to use a prop forward in that position.
Kearney, great run from Kearney, just ankle tapped by Simon Booth.
Deceptive runner is the big second row Kearney.
Jones to Rapati, bounces off one, tries to get away from Cunningham. Cunningham hangs on to his collar. Namu, Swan. Anthony Swan trying to get round Haig. Haig sticking to him well with a bit of help from Sullivan.
Well, the Saints defence is swarming, but they're forgetting to do one basic thing. That's one goal out. Oh, great tackle there by O'Neill.
Super tackle, and Brady Malin felt that.
Oh, picked him up, bounced him into the turf.
That was on the last, so it's the turnover. St Helens back in possession. Perolini plays it to Cunningham. He gets the ball away then to Chris Morley, the Welsh international, tackled by Kearney. This is Goulding. He helps it on. Joint. Hey, but it's terrific defence again. Fabulous defence. Anthony Swan in there so quickly.
See how the defence moved up. They're forcing Saints down the middle of the park. They have not used the dummy runners as yet.
Goulding with the kick, angle kick too. That's a great kick downfield. Now where's the chasers? Goulding's leading the way. Hunt is there with him. Now they can close in because Goulding's put them all on side, but Bobby Goulding's missed Sean Hoppy.
That miss as well. All that good work. It was a beautiful kick and chase.
Namu in the side in place of Shane Endicott, the coach's son. Rich, well tackled by Andy Hay. Sid Eru is the dummy half. He gets it away again then to Brady Malin. St Helens have missed 7. Auckland have yet to miss a tackle. That is how defensively sound the Warriors are so far. Now Vagana.
Pretty solid work by the Auckland forwards as well. They're working as a unit, sharing the work.
Spreading the play wide. Malin gets the ball away to Namu. This is Stacey Jones. They've got an overlap with Hoppy. Stacey Jones might not need Hoppy. Oh, breathtaking try. Fantastic try from Stacey Jones. What a try from the scrum half, the Kiwi international. And Sean McRae, if he didn't know before this, he knows what a challenge this World Club Championship is going to be.
Little Kiwi international. We spoke about his speed before the match. He just is explosive. Gets the ball out wide. Malin, who's playing very well indeed. The prop forward got it away, and look at the speed here. Throws a little dummy. They went far too high again. Sullivan could do nothing about that. Bobby Goulding missed the first attempt. You've got to go low. You've got to make your target. You could see that Andy Haig went in. Bobby was in the sweeping position, but he cuts back on the inside there. He committed himself far too early. So did Steve Prescott. This is a fine try. Wonderful effort by the little halfback.
Stacey Jones, he was with Robbie Paul on the Junior Kiwis tour of '94, and Matthew Ridge just drifts the conversion over the bar. So the Warriors, bottom of the Australasian Super League with just 3 wins all season, are in the box seat here against the champions.
They see 4 Saints defenders. They sucked in, and once the ball got away, they were always going to be in trouble. Skips the ball away, and look at this guy go. He is so explosive. Used to be a junior sprinter at school. Won many awards in New Zealand for sprint races, and he certainly showed it there.
We've not really seen anything of St Helens as an attacking force yet, and they're trailing by 14 points to 0. 18 and a half minutes of this match gone. The 18 and a half minutes have whizzed by. Joint trying to take on Kearney and outmuscle him. Tuimavave in there quickly too. Well, that's amazing. 50-50 the possession, but I rather fancy that St Helens have had most of their possession, their 50%, in their half of the field.
Well, the big problem is that every occasion that Saints get into an attacking position, the kicking game has been very poor indeed.
There's Goulding kicking for touch again. He finds touch inside, just on the edge of the red zone.
Well, it's obviously a tactic. Sean McRae, their coach, has obviously told Bobby Goulding, make sure that the ball does go over the whitewash, make sure that we can get the scrum. Normally they usually kick into the corner, try to get the kick and chase game, but there's Sean McRae looking somewhat bemused at 14-0. You can't blame him.
Here now, Mark Ellis. There are a string of top stars throughout this Auckland Warriors side. Former All Black, of course, Mark Ellis. Swan gets the ball inside to Ridge. This is Gene Namu. And that was a Shepherd obstruction by Sid Eru. He ran across the face of the St Helens defence. Didn't get the ball. See the hooker come right across. Well spotted by Stuart Cummings. Little doubt that he interfered with the Saints players getting to the tackle. Now what can Saints do? They've got to get it sorted out. Well, they're just outside the red zone, and here goes Julian O'Neill. Cunningham's the dummy half. This now is Johnson. He is Perolini trying to barge his way through this defence. Eru is there, Twin-Mabavi is there, Dennis Betts as well. But this is St Helens' best period. Goulding now running the show to Joint. Joint crashes his way towards the post. Just held up. Cunningham again from dummy half, trying to pinch one. Cunningham is forced back in the field of play. They're so close, St Helens now. What would a try do to their confidence here? Johnson manages to hang on. Johnson has the ball knocked out of his hand. That'll be his first knock on, and it was Dennis Betts that got a fingertip to that, so it'll be head and feet for Saints, and they know it. Stuart Cummings, the referee, played the advantage. It wasn't the best pass. Johnson did well, and you can see Dennis Betts deliberately knocking the ball down. But that'll be the first knock on. And there's Betts telling these Chargers, come on, keep this defence solid. Speed of this match is incredible. 21 minutes gone. Ball still in the scrum. Goulding waits to try and catch somebody offside. This is Alan Hunt now. Hunt bringing it back amongst all the bodies and has to take the tackle from Joe Vagana. 10 metres short of the line, Saints. Arnold, dummy half. Morley driving it in. Surely they'll try the link out wide now. This is the best period of the match for St Helens. Goulding taking them on. First piece of concerted pressure on that Auckland line. Johnson to Joint. Well spotted by the defence. Very solid indeed. Goulding again grubbers it through, but straight into the arms of Stacey Jones. Well, you don't do that with a player of this fella's calibre. Oh, and Booth pinched the ball. Good play by Booth. It was another bad kick from Goulding, who's screaming for the football. Cunningham's gone on his own on the blind side, but look how Booth rips it away. That's okay. It's no good Stacey Jones complaining. Tremendous work from Booth. Arnold's there. Dummy half was Cunningham. Goulding. Johnson went to go on the back of the inside. Johnson! So close, he's lost the ball. Well, Ridge has come up with a football. He was reaching out to score the try. He saw the gap there. Now then, did Ridge took him out. There was two men there. That should have been a penalty. Well, be fair to the referee, Stuart Cummings, he didn't have the replay as an advantage. Hoppy gets absolutely barreled into the ground. Is it an Academy Award situation here, or did he get a real injury? He looks in a lot of pain. I think he did. Or was that a little bit of a wink? Either way, that should have been a penalty to Saints. You'll see Ridge come in and deliberately reef that ball away. It was a beautiful little break by Jason Johnson. Solid defence, but there was no doubt in my mind that Ridge reefed that ball away deliberately when there were two men involved in the tackle. Well, John Money departed this club earlier in the year after the defeat by North Queensland, and that was in April. And I tell you what, Steve-O, there was rumours of a lot of dissent in the Auckland Warriors camp, but hasn't Frank Endicott moulded this team into a formidable force? Well, they're showing it now, but I'm afraid they're just not doing it in the Australian Super League. They are hot favourites for the wooden spoon, but you wouldn't believe it from this opening piece of play. Oh! And Mark Ellis comes up with the try.
He'll
Now
go
then,
to the screen.
the referee's going to give this to the video referee. And the referee wants the video ref, Tony Brown, to check if it's a knock on. Or if it's just simply a question that the ball has been pulled out, it's a try.
Well, Prescott, one-on-one, this is fair. Now for mine, that's play on. Rapati did the tackle. Mark Ellis picks up the football. Now then, maybe a knock-on from Rapati. If he dragged it out, it went forward.
Well, that's what he's asking Tony Brown to check on.
If he reefs it now, that's a knock-on. It will not go down as a try for mine. One-on-one. Rapati reefed the ball out, but it went forward.
But Mark Ellis thought he was over for the try, thinks he's over for the try. Here's the video ref's decision. Try's not given. It was ruled as a knock-on. Mark Ellis can't believe it. It's a scrum, and it goes to St Helens with head and feet.
Well, that's what the screen's there for, to clear up any problems around the knock-on situation. And it was quite clearly that Tia Rapati deliberately reefed that ball out.
And the ball went forward as well. That's why the referee, the video referee, gave the decision that he did.
If it had gone backwards, it was a one-on-one tackle. That was okay. He was allowed to reef the ball, but just a little knock-on from Rapati.
So Mark Horo comes on for Joe Vagana. And Mark Horo is a veteran of 16 test matches. First knock-on, the referee will play. It's Auckland's ball at the scrum.
Well, another mistake. It is not what their coach, Sean McRae, would have wanted. So you try to get the ball away, but was it helped along there? Well, that's another interesting one. Remember, it's quite slippy out there.
Jones gets the ball away to Namu. Brilliant pass from Namu to Jones.
It was forward, though.
Morley wasn't debating that issue. Here now is Horo. Eru Damihav, the tall figure of the prop forward male, and he keeps the ball alive brilliantly. And there's an incident off the ball. Anthony Swan has gone in on a St Helens player, and again the referee says play on.
Nobody saw it. Oh, they bombed the try. The pass was on.
Andy Haig is flat out. Andy Haig is still flat out. Something happened off the ball that nobody saw, and Bobby Goulding is complaining to the referee.
There's the centre, Swan, the elbow. Oh, and he puts the boot in as well. Well, Anthony Swan. And he puts the knee in. That is absolutely disgraceful. We know it's tough enough without that. That is just malicious, disgusting play.
And you can see what has happened to Andy Haig's face. Andy Haig is on his way to the blood bin. The touch judges come on. The touch judges come on, and Matthew Ridge has been called to the referee. Bobby Goulding's being called to the referee.
He's got to go and report on that situation. That was absolutely disgraceful.
Yes, on report goes Anthony Swan. I honestly don't think that anybody saw that on the field of play until it went on the big screen.
The officials didn't see it.
No, they didn't. That's why they put him on report.
Otherwise, he would have gone. There is little doubt about that. The officials have not seen it. They have gone through the correct procedure. He is on report, and I think there is going to be little doubt that there's a little holiday coming for one Anthony Swan.
This is Morley meanwhile. Well, as you say, Steve, the game's tough enough without all that. 25 and a half minutes gone.
I mean, the elbow was bad enough, but to follow it up with just putting the knee in the face, disgraceful.
Hunt plays the ball to Cunningham. This now is Perolini. Here's Goulding. Goulding with the kick. Ellis stops it from going out. And this now is Ridge. Goulding comes in on Ridge. There's no love lost between those two, I can tell you. And Ridge is hurt.
It's a big hit there by Bobby Goulding, but good work by the winger Danny Arnold as well. Well, I must say, Eddie, I'm a little bit surprised with the Saints' tactics. They're 14 points down. You mentioned the winger Mark Ellis, a former rugby union player. They have yet to test him with a high kick. And how many times have we seen for years Bobby Goulding with a kick into the corner?
Twimavavi gets the ball away to Betts. Arnold is all round Dennis Betts, helped out by Morley too. How quickly can Auckland turn defence into attack? Twimavavi again gets the ball out wide to his captain Ridge. This is Mark Ellis. Mark Ellis for the line. Just held up. Desperate defence. Goulding's all over the show. Ellis lost it. Ridge
Definitely lost it, did Mark Ellis, the former Union player. Referee Stuart Cummings saying that didn't attempt to play the ball, but as he gets up, you'll see that he loses it. Goulding releases him now, or does he? Well, he's still hanging on. Oh, maybe Goulding did punch it. Well, little sly tactics are conning the referee Cummings, but you can't blame the merry whistleblower.
14-0, Auckland Warriors still ahead. The Saints need a try up to half-time, you feel.
The biggest problem now with Saints, do not get sucked in to make it a tough encounter. They've got the speed out wide. They've got to concentrate on playing open football. It's no good now trying to prove how tough you are because of that incident when you're 14 points adrift.
Joint will take it up the middle. Met by Mark Horrow, who gets a slap on the back from Stephen Kearney. This now is Perolini, head-to-head with Dennis Betts. Goulding, the kick was a little lazy and was charged down, but Goulding's got it back. Now they're swarming up with Matautia, and Sullivan was pushed off the ball by Swan, but play on. Prescott with a jinking run. He's surrounded though by blue and white jerseys, and that's the first tackle. Johnson is the dummy half. Goulding again. Back to O'Neill. O'Neill hanging on, making it to the 10-metre line. Cunningham. Goulding. Johnson. Alan Hunt. First chance for Alan Hunt. Half break for Hunt. Just held up. Cunningham again. Into the arms of Morley. Stiff defence from Betts. Tremendous tackle from Dennis Betts. Cunningham once again. Saints applying the pressure. Perolini. Back to Cunningham. Down a blind alley. Gets the pass away. Arnold. That's the last tackle for St Helens.
Surely the high one. Apply the pressure, Bobby.
It's a kick across the face of play. Looking for Matautia. They've found Matautia. He's dropped it. It's loose.
It's play on. Still on the last.
Prescott picks up, but it's been intercepted by Hoppy. And Hoppy fancies a run down the line. Sullivan stuck to him.
Good work there by Anthony Sullivan. Made sure that he didn't go back on the inside. No open space there. Pushed him out to the touchline. Well, they tried to keep this ball alive. Sean Hoppy did well. He put himself in between the fullback Steve Prescott and Sullivan.
Hoppy had to take that on the fly. Takes on Sullivan and loses it. That'll be a knock-on. Tried to push Sullivan away and lost the ball.
Involved in everything is the winger now. There's Hoppy, who is a strong boy. Well, then was it knocked down? This will be interesting to see who's head and feed. Should be a knock-on, perhaps a head and feed to Auckland, but it's gone the other way.
So head and feed to the Saints. Goulding feeds, and he finds Johnson, who finds Matautia. Great buzz around this ground when Matautia gets the ball. Now Alan Hunt.
Well, it doesn't surprise me. We've just seen 12 handling errors between the two teams, 7 and 5. It's pretty wet out there, but they're playing some tremendous football now. They're settling down at the Saints.
Yeah, starting to get their confidence back. Goulding. He's on his own, though, is Goulding. 4 tackles gone. 33 metres made by St Helens. Joint now. Trying to step, but it's one-up football all the time. Here now is Johnson. Johnson floats the kick over into the corner. Ellis collects it easily. Steps away from 2. Arnold's after him. Great run from Mark Ellis. So 31 minutes gone here. Auckland ahead 14 points to 0. I wonder what Robbie Paul makes of it all in our studio. We'll get Robbie in a moment. Just a slight problem with the microphone, but we'll be to him as soon as we can.
Big problem again, though, is the kicking game from Saints. Their build-up is good, but I'm afraid the kicking game, the short kicking game, is really off-key.
And this quick play the ball, Eru leading at Anthony Sullivan then. A quick play the ball is the order of the day for the Warriors. That's a lovely ball from Betts, and here's a chance for Ropati. Ropati's taking on Prescott. Wonderful tackle. Wonderful tackle from Stevie Prescott. Showed Ropati the touchline and bowled him over.
Beautiful position by the fullback Prescott. But full credit to the Warriors game. Their attack out wide is superb, and it had to be good. No, he's not got a beard, he's got plenty of mud, but what a tremendous cover tackle there. It had to be as well.
Mark Ellis goes off to the blood bin, replaced by that man with the nearly unpronounceable name, Meti Nuavo. Steve-O, he's all yours when he gets the ball. But this is Joint! Chris Joint on his own, looking for Sullivan. Sullivan's there! Sullivan to the corner! Sullivan scores! Magnificent break from Chris Joint, supported by the Welsh flyer, and St Helens strike back. Sullivan with the try. Tremendous effort from Sullivan. His 9th try of the Super League season, and how priceless.
Not bad from a guy that wanted to leave the club just a week ago. He threw the dummy there, they missed him. He did everything right, he committed the man, he knew that Sullivan had more pace. He's in fine form, Anthony Sullivan. See how they move up there, Swan, he went out wide, Kearney couldn't get to him. The composure there on the face of the second rower, Chris Joint, was superb. What a finish, Saints are back.
Anthony Sullivan aquaplanes his way over the line for the try, and could that be the spark that just gets St Helens back into this match? Well, Bobby Goulding has kicked successfully 71% of the time, turning that into goals scored. It's 43 goals for Goulding in Super League this year. This is a big kick. Bad groin or not, Goulding sweeps the ball over the bar. European champions are back in it.
Just what the doctor ordered. You can see that Kearney's gone on the inside. Swan's gone out wide. It's just enough. Beautiful play there by Joint. But look at Sullivan. Joint committed the cover defence. What wonderful balance. He is in absolutely tremendous form. They needed that one.
Fabulous form from Sullivan. That's the 3rd match in a row that Anthony Sullivan has crossed the line for a try. Hoppy drives the ball back for the first tackle. This now is Tuimavave. And if you think you've seen him somewhere before, he's a former Sheffield Eagle. This is Henare. Brian Henare on the field as a substitute. Reportedly a man who interested Wigan last close season, but the Warriors wouldn't do business. Betts bounces off one tackle. Can't get away from Arnold, though.
Bit of a high swinging arm there on Dennis Betts. Boy, it's tough out there. No prisoners are being taken.
That's a lovely kick from Namu. Well watched by Prescott. Sullivan from dummy half, taking on Anthony Swan. Taking on Horo. Can't get past Eru, though. And Sid Eru dropped on Anthony Sullivan then. Goulding and Matautia now. Great strength from Matautia.
Oh, that's a late tackle from Namu.
Yes.
It's got to be the flop.
He gets the penalty, does Matautia.
Dangerous play. Bobby says, let's get on with it. Referee hasn't got time to talk to him. Well, the knee's in there. Either way, Matautia would have felt it.
Now Carolini. Down the middle they go again. 4 minutes or thereabouts to half-time. St Helens have had 7 penalties to Auckland's 1. Joint again! Joint is wreaking havoc. Matautia the dummy half. He's going on his own, the big man. tomorrow. Goulding back on the inside to O'Neill. Halted 5 metres short of the line.
Too short, O'Neill. He should have been a little bit further back.
Goulding again. Johnson back on the inside. It goes to Perellini. That's the last tackle. What has Bobby Goulding got up his sleeve here? A little kick through again. One for them to chase. It's going to be another set of 6 for St Helens. It was New Avau who got there first.
Good play by New Avau. It was a beautiful time kick there. Precision stuff from Bobby Goulding, and the substitute, Meti Nuavau, came to the rescue. Well, the crowd have lifted, and this man has been the reason why. 3 clean breaks. Tremendous play by Chris Joint. He had his troubles a couple of weeks ago with the club, wanted to move, but is leading by example.
Matthew Ridge with the goal line dropout. Underneath it, Johnson. Here comes O'Neill. They know all about him at the Auckland Warriors. Cunningham. Perellini.
See the difference now with Saints getting over the advantage line. The Auckland defence.
Penalty. Twimavavi and Kearney wouldn't let Perellini get to his feet.
And this will be the last time he's worn in the Auckland Warriors. Any more of this and it'll be sin bin time. He's calling the skipper Matthew Ridge. Stuart Cummins is saying no more of this. Just get on with the game of football. Any more, he's warned them. Ridge will let his players know. Just a flop from Kearney over the top, made no attempt to roll away.
The referee has said both sides have had a fair crack at this for 37 minutes, and he will now sort it out.
Obviously, the Auckland Warriors sucking in the oxygen now. They know that there's only a few minutes to go to the half-time break.
This crowd is in fine voice tonight.
Well, just saying though, Eddie, it's the fact the difference now late in this first half is that Saints are getting over the advantage line. The Auckland defence is not moving up as quick as they did in the first 15 minutes.
Goulding from bang in front. Adds 2 more points to St Helens total. 8 points to 14, and Goulding will now surely ask for a big effort from his men up to the half-time break.
Well, we spoke about the pride, didn't we, before the game. They returned with plenty of that when they beat Halifax last week. And they have bounced back. And full credit to them. It's that Anthony Swan incident that really could have turned very, very nasty indeed. Saints could have wanted to get stuck in, roll their sleeves up and prove how tough they were, but they've shown that they're a great side. They've played rugby league football at its best.
Inside the last minute of this first half, Betts with a little half break, well watched by Morley. The Welsh international's done a good job on Betts, but Betts has looked very dangerous every time he gets the ball, as has Namu, and support arrives from Stacey Jones. How did he get that in? Little kick over the top, Jones is after it. If this is a try, it's absolutely brilliant, and it is a try. Sensational stuff from Anthony Swan. The referee, though, has handed it on again to the video ref, and it's a question of whether the ball was grounded.
Well, what a break. Again, Stacey Jones' speed. Swan gets there. That looks all right for mine. There was no movement. He had full control. Beautiful play. Stacey Jones, it was a tremendous break. Beautiful kick on the inside. And Anthony Swan scores the try. It's given.
No danger there when you saw that replay from behind the goal. But the referee, Stuart Cummins, wisely handing it on to the video ref. And so that has really silenced Knowsley Road, because the Saints a moment ago were back in it. But what a player Stacey Jones is.
Beautiful play. They kept the ball alive. That was the most important part of it. Fended through. It was a beautiful pass inside by Gene Namu. Drags the defence across. Little chip back on the inside. The centre Swan gets there first. Tremendous play. Offloading the football. Watch Namu back on the inside. Great stuff. He did well though, did Stacey Jones. dragged it in. See the cover defence. Goulding was committed. That is a fine try. They don't come any better.
And Ridge will try and add the extras, and from that range he doesn't miss. And Auckland Warriors, looking at one stage as though they were up against it, score a try right on the stroke of half-time. And they are ahead now by 20 points to 8. There's the half-time siren. An impressive opening 40 from the Auckland Warriors, crowned by the Anthony Swan try right on the stroke of half-time. The Warriors turn round, having scored 3 tries to 1, and it's now a question of what St Helens coach Sean McRae can do during the half-time break. But this is the man who's caught the eye. Stacey Jones. Pace, power, brilliant play. And we'll look back at the great moments of this first half when we return.
The first time I ever saw you guys together, I never saw him so happy.
I'm a working girl, right? You don't think I'm going to go into a situation like this if I don't think I'm going to get covered on the back end.
Out in the desert.
Smart hustlers like her could keep a guy awake for 2 or 3 days before sending him home broke to the little woman and his bank examiners.
Where dreams are sold for cash.
When you love someone, you've got to trust them. There's no other way. You've got to give them the key to everything that's yours.
The dream makers
You're a good actress, you know that?
are the only winners.
They found a guy's head in the desert.
Robert De Niro,
My responsibilities are to run the day-to-day operations.
Sharon Stone,
You don't know me.
Joe Pesci.
You only exist out here because of me.
From Goodfellas director Martin Scorsese.
Your people never will understand the way it works out here.
Casino premieres Saturday at 10, the movie channel.
There's a pot of honey, you see?
Looks like your dad's head.
Brazil.
More like Uruguay.
It's Brazil.
That looks like a laughing zebra.
Look, can you see the scary hand?
Where?
Next to bacon McDouble with cheese with mustard and ketchup.
Hey?
It's summer at McDonald's. Treat yourself to a tasty new bacon McDouble with cheese, only £1.39. Enjoy!
The forces of nature are unpredictable. To help you be better prepared, Michelin has developed a new tire with a unique asymmetric tread pattern which gives you even better grip on slippery surfaces. New Michelin Energy. Better grip, safer driving.
The Comet sale is now on. Check out our sale prices in the Comet Price Index and Saturday's papers. Get it right. Come to Comet.
As the UK's #1, Lund Poly give more discounts on more holidays than any other travel agent. Lund Poly, a better way to get away.
The new Citroen Saxo VTS is a Saxo, but with a bit of the devil inside it.
Labatt Ice is super chilled to -4 during brewing to give it a clean, crisp taste. However, for safety, it must only be drunk in the warmth. This is okay, but this is extremely dangerous. This is okay. This isn't okay. This is okay. Other people provide body warmth. Stick to approved drinking areas only. But if signs of coldness occur, don't panic and follow the correct safety procedure. Labatt Ice, technically the coolest beer in the world.
Why are you driving?
When mobile manager systems could make the journey unnecessary.
Why are you flying?
When you could hold a video conference instead.
And why are you you working late?
When something as simple as email can keep you in the loop, why not change the way we work? For a guide to how you could take advantage of communications technology, call BT on 0800 800 800.
After that magnificent win against Italy on Wednesday, England's second game of Le Tournoi as they take on the host nation France. Saturday, 7 o'clock on Sky Sports 1, part of The World Against Britain, great summer of sport here on Sky. And we really have a match in the World Club Championship in Super League. But it's not over yet. St Helens 8, Auckland Warriors 20. But Auckland an impressive first 40 minutes against the European champions, 20 points to 8. They lead here at Knowsley Road. Saints looking as though they were getting right back into it just before half-time, then conceding the try. And that is the scene inside the St Helens dressing room. And you can probably just see Sean McRae waving his hands around. That's Sean McRae's hand. And he's just passing on his words of advice. As you notice, calm and cool, no ranting, no raving. And same again in the Auckland dressing room. And that will be the happier place as Frank Endicott, right in the centre of your screen, delivers his words of wisdom at half-time to the Auckland Warriors. So who's going to come up and claim it in the second half? Robbie Paul, the Bradford Bulls captain, Kiwi of course, is here with us. And Robbie, they're impressive, the Warriors, really impressive.
Yeah, I think it's a typical game of two different codes, or not codes, but two different
cultures.
Styles of rugby.
Yeah.
Both teams have seen that, well, it's a thing of that nobody knows each other. You know, when you're playing a general competition, you know who you're coming up against. You know, like us British players, we know who we're playing against week in, week out. We know what they do. And it just seems that the two teams don't know each other, but Auckland have taken the initiative and said, well, we don't know these guys, but we're going to give them what we got. And Saints have just seen their first 20 minutes, they weren't settling into what they do best. The last 20 minutes, you know, it's been on the up and up, so I mean, anything can happen. Saints have that sort of personnel on their squad, you know, to come up with the big plays, and well, hopefully for the British game, they can, you know, come through with flying colours.
Well, let's hope so. What I'm sure Sean McRae would give for a new love in the second half here. But Steve, what a player this Stacey Jones looks.
Well, we said before the game started that it would be virtually down to the two halfbacks. Bobby Goulding, who doesn't look as though he's getting back into the game, and it's a matter of taking control. And I'm very impressed with the way that Namu and Stacey Jones, they are just controlling everything there. But we said it was going to be all about pressure, and of course nerves did play a big part. And a man who's very, very confident in taking the ball like that, Alan Hunt, made a real meal of this. And from this, if you just move the video on a little bit further, just hold it there. You see how the defence has come out there, and this one has held back. You must come out together, and it just left that opening for Kearney to get over. And as Eddie meant, but what a game this fella is having. Beautiful ball, Stacey Jones. And they have been getting the ball away in the tackle as Auckland. They are spinning into the tackle. Saints, especially in the first 20 minutes, they were not going low. But look how he just shifts the body across. The sweeper, Bobby Goulding, couldn't get anywhere near him. Neither could Steve Prescott. We mentioned the man's speed, but what a disgrace this was. We know it's tough. The game of rugby league will always be hard, but we can do without this. Incident there where off the ball, use the elbow first, and then this. It is a total disgrace. There's nothing else you can say about that other than the fact that we do not want that in rugby league, and I'm sure, Eddie, that this gentleman will be having a little bit of a rest. I know it's sub judice, but that was awful.
Well, and as we said, over the weekend, the disciplinary committee will look at that, but they won't hear the comments of the man when they make their decision. But obviously he's not too impressed. Robbie, let's get back to the good side of the game, the free-flowing football from the Warriors. What can Saints do now to stop them and to go on and win this match?
Do what they've been doing in the last 20 minutes. They need to pick themselves up emotionally. Their first 20 minutes, they look extremely flat, they look extremely tired, and they need enthusiasm in their line at the moment. They're not I mean, the Auckland Warriors, they're not anything special. They're not supermen. They're just men, the same as them. So, I mean, they can be stopped tackling low, need to team up their defensive patterns and get their good go-forward going. And I think they need to do better on their last plays. It was coming together at the end of the first half a little bit, but just generally, you know, they didn't have the correct chase. The Warriors were picking up the ball and going 40 metres on that on zero tackle. So I think they need to. Last plays have to come up a little bit, and that's, you know, from the past, that's what we've always seen from Saints. Their last plays have been probably the best in the business. I wouldn't like to bring any memories up.
No, we won't do that to you, don't worry. But it's been pretty good, hasn't it, in the first half from an Auckland Warriors point of view. Let's have a little peep inside the dressing rooms again. St Helens, all orderly, all quiet, listening to the words of Sean McRae, hoping against hope, and I'm sure everyone in the European game is hoping against hope that they can come back and win this match second half. But they have a mountain to climb in terms of this Auckland Warriors side. They look formidable, don't they? They really do. Full of pace, full of speed, full of power, and really the Saints have had their hands full in the first half. I wonder whether jet lag will play an important part in this. Will the Warriors tire towards the final siren? Saints thought they were back in it. Then, in step one, Stacey Jones. He took control, and they came up with this try right on the stroke of half-time. More after these.
Astronaut selection.
The NASA jet went down the Artico airstrip.
Where the elite race for the skies.
There's no way the guy made it.
A few sometimes fall.
I have slipped the surly bogs of earth.
It's not my fault, he's dead.
And danced the skies on laughter-silvered wings.
It's definitely going to be in the best.